going on, YouTube land? So stopped in the truck, gonna head over to the shop. Today, I know it's kind of mixed up. We've been doing LS stuff, and we've been doing, well, we were gonna do the giveaway motor, but things changed there. But more to come on that. Let's see if my neighbor fucking backs out in front of me. No. Today we're gonna get to what I've had parts for forever. Is my girlfriend's 01 Super Duty 7.3. Had the truck forever. I think she's had the thing for like 6 or 7, 8 years now, and finally getting to tearing it apart. Most of it's painted, some of it's not painted. Really, the important parts we're going to get into today is the oil pan gasket. I decided to try Moroso's new, sorry, I'm just backing up here, bear with me. Moroso makes a rubber gasket that you can't over torque, which is awesome. So we're gonna basically tear down the old oil pan. It's not really rotted or anything, but I'm gonna throw a new Spectra parts store oil pan. We're gonna do that in the Moroso gasket. Just gonna kind of go through it and give you guys my take on it. I know my diesel videos from when I had my OBS. I got my 1367 now, but I know I got a lot of like interest in when I built my T4 kit for my 95 OBS I had. I know a lot of you probably subscribed for that stuff, so I figured I'd jump into some more diesel stuff, specifically 7.3. So I probably won't do a T4 or anything crazy with her truck. We're just trying to fix what really needs to be fixed. A few cross members need to be welded. Gotta do the oil pan, gotta do the manifolds, which I got them out and I got all the studs extracted. Up pipes, we're probably gonna rebuild the turbo, do a delete pedestal to get rid of the back pressure valve rod there that leaks all the time, get rid of that. Probably do maybe a wastegate upgrade, just some stupid, you know, old school 7.3 stuff, just to bring some nostalgia back. But really the goal is just to get the truck up and running again and do the stuff it really needs. So without further ado, let's jump into the Moroso oil pan gasket. All right, without further ado, I'll do some corny unboxing footage here. And I am not sponsored by these guys. I wish. Actually, I don't wish, because I think the corny unboxing stuff for people that sponsor you, I mean, I understand. I just think it's cringy and I can't stand to watch it, to be honest with you. But, yeah, like I said, I've had this gasket for about, I don't know, 3 years and haven't opened it, so let's see what it comes with. Obviously, what we all sign up for. That's why we buy these parts, right, everyone? It's for, well, this sticker's kind of foobarred, but we buy products for the stickers. Am I right? Anywho, we got our, this is the cool part. They provide you with studs and they provide you with nuts, which I cannot wait, because this is gonna make it so much easier when mounting the pan and torquing it down and everything and keeping everything where it needs to be. So this is awesome. What else? I think that's really it. Otherwise, it's just the gasket. Don't mind my absolute fucking mess. So here's the gasket. Look at that. That's nice. That is so nice. So the thing you'll see that you really need with these gaskets is, see if I can zoom in without it being crappy. There's metal inserts, so you can't over torque this. Obviously, you want to go center of the pan out, but there's no over torquing this gasket, which is awesome. But it's a little bent. But other than that, it looks fantastic. So can't wait to get it installed on the engine. Get a little close up here. Check it out. Sick. Alright, well, it's Moroso, so they've always made a good product anyways, but super stoked that I finally found the time to use this stuff. Like I said, I got a parts store Spectra pan. It's nothing fancy. And they say you can use them on any decent quality parts store pans. So I guess we'll unbox the pan and we'll get right to it. Alright, like I said before, I just got a Spectra standard issue parts store engine oil pan. It's a part number, if you guys really care to know it, it's a FP20B, made in Canada. Actually, it's not even in China. That's actually awesome. If you guys didn't know about Spectra, we got our, it doesn't come with the dipstick adapter, but it does come with the dipstick adapter O-ring, which is important, as long as your dipstick adapter isn't a rusty piece of crap, like I think mine is. So you got that. Look at that. Mint. Throw this box over here. Pretty good quality, I'd say. I think it comes with the, yeah, drain plugs there. That's good. Yeah, so obviously that's your dipstick adapter hole. So sweet. I guess this will work out pretty good. Let's see how we go. Install this gasket here. So it's like this. That matters. And you'll notice there's a groove in the oil pan, which is also a groove in the gasket, and that's kind of how where it starts to seal, is right there, which looks like it's going to work out perfect. And supposedly it's no silicone required, so the fitment is really good, actually. It's really good. Wow. Yeah. Give you guys a little close up on that too. So I don't have it pushed down, but even for being in the box bunched up for 3 years, it looks good. Even the Spectra pan is honestly pretty quality, so can't wait for this thing to be leak free again. So as you can see, not rusty necessarily, just caked. These were a nightmare, but I got all of them out, so we can toss some new manifolds on. This cylinder head, this side's a little questionable. I really hope it doesn't start leaking coolant. But it didn't leak coolant before, so I'm hoping it won't. This side's significantly cleaner. As you can see, you can still see the hex on the head bolt. So this side stayed cleaner for whatever reason. I also needle scaled the crap out of this side, so it looks a little better. But again, not really rusty, just actually honestly this didn't leak at all here. It's really just down the front and down either side. So anyhow, we're gonna get this oil pan off, see if we can throw the new pan and gasket on today. Alright, so GoPro's about to die. I got all, I don't know, it's probably 5 or 6 bolts that went down each side. There's no bolts on the each front and rear main, so they're just down either side on the left and the right side of the engine, or oil pan I should say. So got those off. A couple of them are pretty rusty. I had to use went down a size. I think I used a 3/8 because we had so much rust on like 3 of them. They just weren't 10 mils anymore. But got them all out. Of course, they're covered in Ford silicone. So got them all out, and I'm gonna bop this pan off and see what it looks like. All right, so let the GoPro charge a little bit here, and pretty much got the whole entire surface for the gasket where it mates to the engine. Got that all cleaned up. So see her there, all rusty. Got the surface all cleaned up the best I think I can. But I've never done, I've owned 2 or 3 7.3s, actually never put an oil pan on one, but just from what I can see now, just like an LS, there's transfers between the rear main cover and the front main cover. There's little gaps there, so just like an LS engine, you got to do a little bead of silicone on all 4 corners. Not where it goes up and over the front main and the rear main, not that loop. You got to do it where the front cover meets the block of the engine, and then where the rear main cover meets the block. There's space there, and typically that'll always cause, if you don't squeeze a little silicone into there, always will cause a leak, at least in my experience. So we're going to do that, just a little bit of silicone to seal up that crease between the two, and then you know, we can install the pan. The only thing I didn't buy yet is the this freaking rusty. I didn't realize how bad it's like. It got burnt. It's not even, I mean, this engine has like 300 and freaking 93. I don't even know, to be honest. I don't, the odometer is not the same odometer I've had, but this thing's like burnt almost. It's like the aluminum corroded. So I gotta get a, I'm not worried about the dipstick, but I gotta get the adapter, because obviously the adapter threads into the pan from the inside. So I gotta get that before I put this pan on here. So I gotta figure that out. I gotta call a parts store and see what I can find. So, but yeah, so I got, if you look, you can see where it transfers from the block to the front main cover. That's where you need to put the silicone, and then not so much here, but still there's a rear main cover, and where it meets the block you gotta silicone that, just because there's uneven, it may be a little uneven there, so you gotta use some silicone to make up for what the gasket, the silicone gasket can't do. So obviously the gasket doesn't harden or squeeze into areas, so you gotta make sure you use a little bit of silicone. So I'm gonna let the GoPro charge again, and I'm gonna look for a dipstick adapter so I can thread that onto the new pan before I go and start assembling it. But for now, I'll probably throw in the studs, throw in the because like I said, Moroso gives you those studs, which is so nice, so you don't have to worry about being uneven or something weird. So I'm gonna grab those studs and I'll throw those in right now. Alright, we're back. Ran to Advanced Auto Parts, got Dorman's finest dipstick adapter. If you guys need it, part number is right there, 904256. I think it was like 50 bucks. Comes with an O-ring, even though oil paint came with an O-ring, but it's got the dipstick tube O-ring there as well. So we're gonna fire this in there, and my goal is just to get the pan on, the dipstick adapter on. Pretty much it. I just want to check fitment and everything and give you guys an honest opinion. I mean, even just sitting here, this freaking gasket looks like it's gonna be absolutely spot on. But I guess we'll find out, right? So anyways, let's get the dipstick adapter on first, and then we'll worry about. And actually, my theory on the dipstick adapter, these always come loose for some reason. My plan is I'm going to take some blue Loctite on those threads. When you take your channel locks and you lock this into place, I'm going to use some Loctite. See if it'll hold. So yeah, let's do that. Let's get that adapter on, and then we'll see how this pan fits. So we got our TV on all four corners. Again, like I said, I put some right up in there, just behind that stud. Some right there where the rear cover meets the block. Same thing on the other side. I'm not going to go entirely through it for you guys, but. And we got, let me make sure this camera one's clean here. Got my Spectra pan. You gotta make it a race truck. Throw some Moroso stickers on it. We got my dipstick adapter, which I use a little blue Loctite. Put some Loctite up in there just so it never comes loose from vibrations, because you know these things are rattly pieces of shit. And as far as fitment, as you can see, the pan has a little divot here, and so does the gasket. So take note of that when you're putting the gasket on. Just make sure you have the divot in the front of the sump instead of the back. So that's all. Otherwise, we're pretty much ready. I got all the studs. I should probably take that out. This was sitting in the pan. But got all the studs in. So I think we can start to put this pan up in. Alright, so we got it on, I think. Had to take the, you'll see that in the B-roll footage, smash my hand with the flex plate. The flex plate off just to get this, so you kind of want it, seemed like it wanted to be flush. Because there's a little groove that gasket fits into. So I had to use a pick and pull it out before I tighten it all up. Same thing in the front. If you look, it's pretty much even with the pan itself. So anyways, I don't know, the fitment is pretty good. Kind of a pain in the ass with one person, but oops, that in there, which looks like it's definitely not angled right. Anywho, yeah, got it in there. Just got to throw the flex plate back on now that I can see that the gasket's seated okay. But yeah, I'm overall pretty happy with it. Had to throw the stickers on there. Yeah, overall looks pretty good. It, like I said, with one person, it kind of it's kind of a pain in the ass just trying to get the pan steady on the studs and everything else. But overall, super happy with it. Obviously, I'm not going to know if it profusely leaks until maybe sometime at the end of the year when we get the rest of the truck together. So, but anyways, I don't know, that's my review on Moroso's pan gasket. Fitment's good. I put it on a Spectra pan from O'Reilly Auto Parts. Seems to line right up. Like I said, just make sure you do the silicone on the four corners where the rear cover meets the block and where the front cover meets the block. And I don't know, hopefully people have nothing but good things to say about these gaskets, so I'm pretty stoked. Hopefully it won't leak. You know, we get the rear main seal doesn't look like it leaked ever, so I'll probably leave the rear main alone, maybe. I don't know. I was thinking about doing it just because I'm here, but 9 times out of 10 the rear mains on 7.3s, they never leak. That's more of a it's usually everything in the engine valley that leaks. Turbo pedestal, high pressure oil pump, all that stuff. So not super concerned about it. The oil pan is obviously something, but like I said, you put it all back together and it's like if you didn't do the rear main, it's like then you have to pull the trans back out of it. So part of me just wants to do the rear main, so at least if I don't do the front main seal and it leaks, at least I could be like, oh well, got to pull the shroud off and the fan off and pull the balancer off, and that'll be relatively easy. So might do the rear main just for the hell of it. But anyways, that's probably gonna do it for this video. I haven't put a lot up on my YouTube channel lately, so I just figured I'd throw something in there. Like I said, all the diesel stuff seemed to be not really a hit. I don't know, I don't call myself like anybody cares about my channel, but it seems like people are pretty interested in the 7.3 content, so I don't know, maybe you guys will like this too. But for now, goodbye.